Well, marriage to Peter was never boring.
What do you mean, never boring?
Well, you know, with him being an alcoholic, you never knew what was going to happen from one day to the next.
Was he faithful to you, Mrs. Tilsley?
No. No, he wasn't. He had an affair with Carla, his present wife.
Further to your honour's leave? Was he ever violent towards you?
No. No, he wasn't.
Was he ever violent to anyone else you know? I'll repeat the question. Was Peter Barlow ever violent towards anyone you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He attacked my ex-husband, Nick.
Attacked your ex-husband?
Yeah, well, only because Nick was
What did he attack him with?
A metal bar.
Well, we've all done it.
No further questions, Your Honour.
Mrs. Tilsley, if we can return to the night in question. You discovered Tina McIntyre, did you not?
I did, yeah.
Please, can you describe for the jury the scene as you found it that night?
Well, me and my current partner were walking to the local bistro. We were coming back from the gym, which he owns on Victoria Street, and, well, we walked past the builder's yard, and she was just lying on the ground. Thought she was dead.
And where was she lying?
Well, just on the street, under a balcony, which runs under the builder's yard. Like she'd fallen off it.
And did you see anything that could account for Miss McIntyre falling?
Yeah, well, when I looked up, I saw Carla, Peter's wife.
Where?
Well, on the balcony.
Doing what?
Well, just looking down at her. At Tina.
Let me get this straight. So, you discovered Tina McIntyre on the ground, seriously injured, and on the balcony above...
Carla Barlow, yeah.
Carla Barlow. The woman who just found out that Tina McIntyre was sleeping with her man.
Apparently so, yeah.
Mrs. Tilsley, could you see anything that accounted for Miss McIntyre's fall?
Well, I'm not daft, am I? I thought Carla had pushed her, didn't I? I mean, I don't now. Honest to God, I don't.
But at the time, you could see only the deceased on the ground and Carla Barlow on the balcony above from which she'd fallen.
Yeah.
Your Honour, I'd like to call Mr. Stephen MacDonald.
My stomach's churning.
What do you think, Dad?
I don't know. Too early to tell.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Would you like to tell the court your name, please?
I'm sorry?
Would you kindly tell the court your full name and occupation, please?
Stephen James MacDonald. I run the Rovers Return in Weatherfield.
So, Tina McIntyre.
What was one of my barmaids?
Could you also describe your relationship with Mr. Peter Barlow?
Well, a friend. A good friend.
Might you even say, one of your best friends?
Yes.
And you discovered your friend was having an affair with her, did you not?
I did.
Are you happy about the situation?
Well...
A simple yes or no will do, Mr. MacDonald.
No.
What advice did you offer to Mr. Barlow?
Sorry?
In regards to Miss McIntyre?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
What advice did you offer to Mr. Barlow?
I told him to shut Tina up. I'm sorry, excuse me.
What's he playing at?
Mr. MacDonald, you were Mr. Barlow's best man, his best friend. So when you told him to shut Tina up...
Well, she did have a bit of a mouth on her.
I'm sure you weren't telling your friend to cause harm to his mistress.
No. No, of course not.
You weren't, I assume, advocating violence towards the deceased.
No. No way.
I'm sure you wouldn't have sat back and let Mr. Barlow destroy his life. That's not what friendship's all about, is it?
Well...
I'm sorry?
I just...
Mr. MacDonald, you wouldn't want your friend to destroy his life by killing her.
No, well, of course I didn't mean that. I mean, have you any idea what this is like, eh? I mean, do you? I mean, how would you feel if your best mate killed his girlfriend and you thought it was all your fault?
I now intend to read some formal admissions. Members of the jury, the prosecution and defence formally admit the following facts. 1. Dr. MacLeod, the pathologist, concluded Tina McIntyre died from secondary core brain damages likely resulting from a fall and a blow to the head. 2. Crime scene examiner Batia discovered that the DNA she found under Miss McIntyre's fingernails matched that of the defendant.
I'll have that barrister's
3.
DNA under my fingernails
Regarding
in a minute.
Exhibit
Shh.
UK3.
What? Ignore her.
Usher, please. A silver bracelet belonging to Stephanie Britton. Miss Britton was at all material times Miss McIntyre's flatmate. She discovered the bracelet missing at 11 a.m. on Friday, the 30th of May.
Decorum's a foreign word to some folk. Oi, Queen Mum. It is a foreign word.
Yeah, it's Latin, actually, Rita.
The exhibit was found by Mrs. Deirdre Barlow, the defendant's stepmother, on the 26th of June 2014 in the outhouse at number 1 Coronation Street, Weatherfield. You remember, members of the jury, this is where Mr. Barlow was residing after the discovery of the deceased's body. And finally, 4. Mr. Wilson, the forensic scientist, discovered the defendant's fingerprints on Exhibit DK3, which was found in the outhouse at number 1 Coronation Street, where Mr. Barlow was residing. Also found there were traces of Miss McIntyre's blood.
You know what they say.
What? I'm pretty much screwed.
Tomorrow's another day. I know things look bad, but...
Oh, that's the understatement of the year, that, sunshine.
But juries are fickle, and right now you're the only dish on the menu. When your missus is on the stand, I'll have someone else to put the suspicions on.
If I could stop Carla dredging up all that rubbish from the past few months, I would. I just wish I could protect her.
Will she be trying to protect you?
She hates me. And when she takes that stand tomorrow, bearing in mind everything I've done to her, she's gonna make sure I suffer.